You brought up the election, so I'm going to ask you, looking ahead, what does it look like if, and this, I mean this from, I'm Switzerland when it comes to stuff.
Yeah.
I've protected presidents. When people talk to me about politics, I literally, I just glaze over. I don't want to hear it. Not in a mean way. I'll listen, but I never contribute. But what does it look like, I guess, future-wise? If Biden wins, what does it look like? If Trump wins, what does it look like?
I mean,
Does it look different or does it not?
I mean, I think it looks different. I mean, I think a lot of people are holding their breath right now. If it's Biden or if it's Trump, nobody knows real. A lot of countries too aren't really sure how to proceed. I mean, with Trump, I think a lot of people are concerned, overseas at least, that there's so much uncertainty with him, that because he communicates his feelings directly, unlike Biden or normal presidents in the past. And so you don't really necessarily know what's coming until the next tweet comes out. And so is that going to happen? I get kind of frustrated when I keep hearing people say that it'll be the end of democracy if Trump wins. I mean, give me a break. I don't think that's true. I'm not trying to be, again, partisan one way or the other, but we're a pretty strong country. We're not going to go down these roads. We have people that are going to stand up for it. We have systems in place. We have a system of government that is there for that purpose. So, do I necessarily agree with everything Trump wanted to do or what he says? No, right? But that's how it works. Read American history. We've had leaders in the past that we've had crises and problems in the past. We've gotten through them, right? Because we've been true to who we are and the country we are. With Biden, again, he's I think he's a great American, but does he have the capacity to lead? I mean, that's where a lot of these things are coming up with him right now. It's not ageism. Does he have the ability to lead? And I think that resonates in other countries as well, where they look at him and they see that he's weak or he's not capable. How does that reflect on the rest of the government moving forward? So, I used to always say it didn't matter who was president, right? Because it was the same. I mean, look, our policies really never changed that much. What I found is the president would send a message internationally to the world as to us as people, as well as they would instill confidence. To me, that's the difference. I don't think with either of them we're going to head down towards we're going to self-destruct. But what I worry about is, again, that we lose perspective over the long term, and that we're not consistent and we don't follow up as to who we are in our decisions moving forward. That's where our weakness is. And you can't blame that on Trump. You can't blame that on Obama, Clinton. It started years ago, decades ago, many presidents ago, and it just compounded itself over time. I think if we can break that, that's how we regain any things that we've lost internationally.
What do you mean by that? The weaknesses over the years. What would that
Well,
be?
again, as I was saying, we tend to forget our past. We tend to forget our commitments.
Our promises.
And so people don't know if they can trust us. But for a lot of times, we're the only game in town, right? Now China's becoming more present and more of an option. The Russians are too. The world's changing. So people are hedging their bets more. Our countries are hedging their bets. They're playing both sides. Okay, I still have my relationships. Look at a lot of the Gulf states. I'll still have my relationships with the U.S., but I'm also going to set up some parallel relationships with the Chinese or the Russians or whatever to make sure, just in case. I got to make sure we're going to be okay. We got our own interests. The world's changed. We can't just ignore certain things and just assume people are going to keep coming back to us because we are who we are, right? We should learn from, what was it, Blockbuster, right? Remember that company?
Yeah.
Right? They thought they had it all, right? Locked in, and then boom, they went away. We got to be a little bit more nimble like Netflix and adapt and be able to be responsive and be consistent. That's really, I think, the most important thing to me for the United States. We have the power. We've got the best people, the best resources, the best minds, all of it, easily, hands down. But if we're not consistent about it, then we're going to lose. We're going to continue to lose.
You lose trust.
You lose trust. Yeah. You lose trust.
You lose trust. I can't take you on your word.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's key. And you can't go back.
29 years of service, right? It was all with the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
But what would be maybe the most dangerous scenario you found yourself in?
It's when you're talking to somebody who has blood on their hands. when people would ask me what should I read about to understand the Middle East, I'd never tell them read histories. I'd say read The Godfather. Like, you want to understand